Class 11th. I am Avnash Lambert, your economics guru, and welcome to the economics online tutorial sessions. We are continuing our first chapter, which is introduction, and we are studying about the introductory part of the economics. We had completed in the previous video the central problems of the economy, in which we studied about the what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. Now these questions are solved by different types of economies, and there are different types of economies in this world which we are going to learn in this video. So basically there are three types of economies. One is centrally planned economy, one is market economy, and one is mixed economy. Now let's start with the centrally planned economy, where the economic activities like production, consumption, investment and exchange, all those economic activities like production, consumption, investment and exchange are controlled by the central authority or the government. Whoever is the supreme leader of that country, supreme government of that country, will control all the economic activities of that nation, will have the supreme power over the economic activities. Now, what is the motive of this centrally planned economy? The main motive of this centrally planned economy is the social welfare, to help the citizens, to have the social welfare. Now, the central authority, the central government decides what goods are to be produced. The government decides what type of good, what type of consumer goods, what type of producer good, what type of war and time goods are to be produced. It's the decision made by the central authority or the government. Now, resources are also controlled by the government. All those resources, they all are under the government. The government holds all those resources. Each and every resource is owned by the government, and the prices are decided by the government too. If they are keeping the resources, if they are deciding what goods are to be produced, then it's definite that prices are also to be decided by the central authority or the government. Basically, the centrally planned economy, under the central planned economy, public sector dominates the whole economy. So it is basically run by the government or the supreme leader. Let's come to the next type of economy. Next type of economy is market economy. Under this economy, all the economic activities like production, consumption, investment and the exchange, all these economic activities are controlled by the market forces. Now what are market forces? All those things in the market which affects the prices, which affects the demand. So the market forces, under the market forces there is a force of demand and there is a force of supply. Demand is by the consumer. Whatever goods we are demanding, the market will have to supply, and if the supply is good, it will satisfy our demand, and if the supply is not good, if the supply is very less, then it will or it may increase our demand. So the market forces works in the market economy, where the economic activities are controlled by the market forces of demand and supply. Basically, market economy is by the businessman or the rich capitalist. This is owned by the rich capitalist or the businessman. All the businessmen will run this type of economy, which is market economy. Now, the motive behind the market economy is profit maximization. The main motive of this economy is to earn more and more profit, the profit maximization. Now, under this economy, the consumer buys goods according to his choice. If I am rich, I can buy richer goods, all the expensive goods. If I am not rich, if I belong to a very poor family, then I won't be able to buy these goods, because these goods are for profit maximization. That's why these goods will be of very high prices. Now, resources are controlled by the people, by the businessmen. The businessmen of that nation will own the resources. The resources are controlled by the businessmen. Now, the prices are also decided by the market forces of demand and supply. Whatever may be the demand and supply, later on in the further chapters you will study about the price determination, about the demand and supply. But for now, it's enough for you to just understand what is demand and what is supply. The demand and supply clashes each other, and at a point where both the demand and supply clashes becomes the point of the price. So whatever is the demand, if the supply is according to it, the prices are determined. So prices are determined by the market forces. Is that clear? Nobody, the government, the businessman, they don't decide the prices. It's the market forces. Whatever market is demanding, the price will be that. Now, the private sector. Under it, the private sector dominates the economy. The private sector is the supreme leader of this market economy. You will find private sector only. And this market economy is also known as free or capitalistic economy. Likewise, the centrally planned economy is known as the socialist economy. Is that clear? Understood about the market economy? Okay, let's move to the next economy. Last type of economy is mixed economy. What is mixed economy? Where the economic activities like production, consumption, investment and exchange are controlled by the free play of market forces. The market forces, just like market economy, the market forces are there in the mixed economy, but they are regulated by the government. The government can interfere in these free play of market forces. If the market forces are going wrong or in a very loss of profit, then the government can intervene and can help the losses in the market forces. So the economic activities are controlled by the market forces but can be regulated by the government. Now what is the motive? The motive of mixed economy is both the social welfare as well as profit maximization. Is that clear? Both the social welfare and profit maximization is there in the mixed economy. Now the consumer is sovereign. Sovereign means independent. He can buy anything. Like the consumer can buy goods according to his choice. So the consumer is sovereign, but the PDS system, you all heard about the PDS system, public distribution system. This PDS system ensures the supply of essential goods. All those goods, those wheat, rice, food grains, all those important supplies are controlled by the central government. It is also provided to the all types of people. That's why the motive is social welfare. Not all can buy the expensive goods. So for those essential goods, essential type of goods, the government supply the PDS system so that people can have the essential products. Now, what about resources? Resources are controlled by the government and by the people. The businessman and the government both controls the resources. And the price, market decides the price, but essential goods the government decide. The prices are decided by the market forces, but the essential goods, the prices of essential goods is controlled by the government. The products, their prices is determined by the demand and supply, the market forces. But the government can control, the government controls the important goods, the essential goods like food grains, like pulses, like kerosene. These prices are controlled by the government. Under the mixed economy, both private and public dominates the economy. Both the sectors, the public sector and the private sector, both dominates in the mixed economy. So that's all for this topic. You have learned about the centrally planned economy, the market economy and the mixed economy. These are the differences also, and these are the characteristics of all these economies. Let's move to the next topic.